what's up? Welcome back. Sorry I didn't get to it Sunday again. I am so sorry. Been super busy, but I'm back and it's gonna be on a Tuesday. So, not working on the Element or the Cadillac or anything like that. I need to work on old Scoot. The drive belt on it is actually been slipping. And the drive belt is like a motorcycle chain, but it's like a variable type doohickey. So when it spins up, it locks that belt even tighter, so you know, accelerate. But on mine, when I first accelerate, it kind of shudders. Shutters are just basically barely even move until I really gun it and locks the variator up. I also know that the spring in it probably needs to be replaced, because that actually helps it to lock. Now I had took that apart once before, all of that, because when I got the scooter, it had like rust and dirt and debris all inside of it because it was hit, and I guess all that stuff must have went inside of it, but it was bad. And I guess the person before me just never did any service on it because it was bad. It was real bad. And at the time I wasn't doing YouTube, so I didn't film none of it. Only thing I had filmed once I got the scooters after basically my review on it and how it rides and everything. So that was the only video that I made. So, but what we're gonna do today is replace this belt here. Now this belt, it's pretty big. Now I haven't taken it apart, and I'm hoping that this is the right one. It looks like it somewhat, but not 100%. So I don't know. I just don't remember these outside ridges on here, but I'm hoping that it'll work. So it's not that hard to take it all apart. Everything is held on with Allen screws and I think some 10mm bolts. So let's take that apart real quick. I know if any of you guys are familiar with this, the airbox, I technically did not have to take this apart. The only reason why I took it apart is because the second time. So the first time it had this OEM stock air filter in it, and I took it off and it was full of oil. All the inside was full of oil. Don't know why. So I cleaned it all out, replaced it with this filter here. And one day I just wanted to check and, check on the filter, make sure it's clean, my basic maintenance. I took it off and it had oil in it again, not as much, but it had like engine oil inside of here. So that's why I went on ahead and took it out. Now you don't really have to take this completely off. Honestly, you don't have to take it off at all. It's only this cover and then 10 bolts around, but I want to take it off just to check it. Doesn't hurt. Preventive maintenance. So the next thing I need to do is remove this cover here. Okay, they're not 10s, they're 8. Sorry about that. there is a 110 that's back here. So I had to figure that out real quick. All right, so I ran. I did find a little problem. One of the blades on here was cracked, and I wiggled it, and it did come off. So that's probably another problem I'm having. I don't think that will off balance or anything, but I'm not sure. So I'm probably gonna have to replace this, which I wanted to do anyway. I wanted to replace this. Inside of here, it's like a clutch, like a clutch brake, and I want to replace that also. That actually wasn't too bad when I first got it, but it wasn't good at all. And you can see right here, when it had water in it, it kind of like rusted this really bad. But it's all cleaned up right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and zip this all off so we can replace that belt. That wasn't that tight. Let's see. Let's take that off. Slide that. It's not too bad. Still very, very, very smooth inside of there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's my handprint at the bottom. And then you just slide this off. That doesn't look bad at all. So, oh, I knocked my beer over. You can see how this is like glazed. It's kind of like shiny. See how it's glazed over? And this right here was slit. Let me open the other one so you can see how it normally is supposed to be. And then you see how this one is. I don't know if you guys can see that well. Compare it to this one. It's a little different. Let me see if the size is the same. The size is about the same. So I think that will work. Alright, so what I did was basically inspect everything, and these pads, they look okay. They're not perfect, but they look okay. What I did, they was glazed over as well. I just took a steel brush and I just brushed them off a little bit, because I don't have any paper, sandpaper or anything like that here. So I just cleaned that off that way. And I'm just gonna put it back on and get it somewhat started, and then get our belt put on. Let's see here. Get that there. And it's a little hard, but you have to squeeze squeeze it in order for the belt to suck down in there. I don't know how else to explain it, but I normally just squeeze it a little bit and it'll fall right in. So you can see how it is right now. And if I squeeze it together, let me see if I can try. Let me see if I can try to do this one like this, and it'll open up, and then a belt will slide down in there. But it's easier doing it on a scooter. Just to get enough to get it on like that. That's all you need. You just need enough to get it over this part. It doesn't have to be all the way down in there. Granted, it'll help it a little bit better. There, it's a little bit better in there. And then we can slide this back on. Oh yeah, remember it does have to be in this a little bit better. And let's see if I can get it down in there. Alright, now it's deep in there. So now I can get this on there a lot better. There we go. Let me grab a little Loctite to put on there because I don't want that to come loose. And you don't need a lot of Loctite. Just a little droppy drop. Just put a little droppy drop there. And then let's wipe this off first. And just a little droppy drop there. Make sure it's only a little droppy drop. Not a drop, but a droppy drop. Let's see. Now I gotta torque it. Click. That one works. And then on this one, click. It's perfect. So I want to mark just to make sure, well, it doesn't, if it moves, I know. And I'm gonna actually test it. Let's see here. Where's the key? Perfect. Oh, there's the other piece that broke off there. Huh. Oh well. Alright, so I guess we just put it back together now. Alright, so that's the end of old Scoot Scoot. I love that thing. I wasn't never in a scooter game. Now I have a few friends that are, that lives out in where I used to live out in San Diego. My friend Gil and them, they was into the scooters. It was way after I was gone, and I always wanted one. And my first scooter was a Honda Metropolitan. Yes, a Honda Metropolitan. Actually, that's all I had was Hondas. Yeah, that's all I had was Hondas. So my first one was a Honda Metropolitan, which is a 50cc. I bought that off the Copart. Actually, it was Crash Toys. That's why I bought it off of there. It was blue and white, and I customized the heck out of it and sold it. I had no attachment to it. To me, the Metropolitan is more for the ladies. I mean, there's some that's out there that's badass, but it was mostly to the ladies, so I made it look like some a lady would drive. So I rebuilt it. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture and put a picture up here somewhere. And it was awesome, and she loved it, and I sold it. And then I bought a Honda Ruckus, which is another Honda. Everybody know the Ruckus. I wanted to do a lot to that. Actually, I wanted to do pretty much everything. Like I said, my friend Gil out in San Diego, that's what he was building those, and they was crazy sick. I mean, I would think they would be around $10,000 to $15,000 Ruckuses. They was that nice. So anyway, I wanted to build that, and then I went up to Autos. I go up to AutoZone a lot, and our friend Kevin, he was looking for one, and I told him, well, I have one, and I thought about fixing it up, but then it wasn't fast enough for me because it was only a 50cc also. But I did have a GY6, and I was just gonna swap it out, but then he was like, oh, I want to buy it from you. So I didn't have no sentimental value to me, so I was like, sure, I'll sell it to you. So I sold it to him, and then I bought the Forza. Now, at the time when I was buying it, I was just buying it offline. I didn't know how big it was. I thought maybe it was a little bit, I know it was a little big, I know it was bigger than a Ruckus, but I thought it was just a little bit bigger than a Ruckus. I didn't know it was bigger than a full-size freaking motorcycle. So when I bought this, it was destroyed, and I think I showed some of the photos in another video, but I'll pop them up here too, how it looked, and I love it. And ever since I put it back together, the day that I got it inspected, put it back together, and start riding, not one problem at all, nothing at all. Nothing stopped working. I mean, absolutely zero. And I just realized a couple months ago that it gets 68 miles to the gallon, because I thought something was wrong with the gas gauge, because I kept riding it, and the gas gauge didn't move. It moved, but very, very slightly. So at the time I owned it, which probably been a couple years, I probably may put maybe 1,000 miles or 2,000 miles on it. I don't ride it that much, but I do ride it, and it's just around town. It's local. I only went twice somewhere more than 40 miles, but I usually just ride a local, and it is freeway legal, because I think it'd do like 100, and it said it'd do 100. Yeah, 100. Just 100. It just said to do 100, but I have taken on the freeway. It did 65 easy, 70 not a problem. But with those small tires, this is a little sketchy. But I have taken on the freeway. Other than that, I want to do more things to it, but I kind of want to leave it stock, because at one point I was gonna sell it. But I love it. I love it a lot. So the things I wanted to do, and not to bore you guys to death, but I wanted to stretch it, lower it just a little bit more, and the rims, I love the rims. I love the way that they look. I just don't want them black, and I want them bronze or gold or something. I was thinking about a dark bronze that I want to make it, and it's another company in Europe that actually sells all the plastic, all the red plastic. You get it any color, just about. So I thought about it, and it's only like $300 for all the plastic. It's aftermarket, so I'm hoping it fits good. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm thinking about doing that, because it's a nice orange I saw that I like, and I want to do that, or green or something different. But I haven't seen any of these Forza on the road at all. I never seen one on the road. I seen them on videos somewhat, but it's not too much information on them. So they was only made a few years, and then they stopped producing them, and now 2022, which is, well, let me say, it's 2021, but they call them the 2022, the new Forzas, and they I don't know, they look kind of like a wasp. I guess these kind of do the same thing, but yeah, they brought them back out. I don't think anybody's gonna, they really big. They almost 300 pounds. I guess they weight is to cc, because it's supposed to be 300 cc's and it almost weighed 300 pounds. Like, if this thing fall over, you gotta be strong to pick it up. So luckily I never had that problem before. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it on that, on a Forza. On the Cadillac, I haven't done anything to it since the last video. I haven't touched it at all. I am gonna probably put the crash bar back on since I cut it off. Yeah, that was stupid. I gotta put that back on, weld that back up, and still waiting on a torque converter for that. And for the Element, I have all the suspension stuff from Canada. I think it's called what was it called? Sabre suspension. And it's all polyurethane, so the whole suspension in the back gonna be polyurethane. And then once I get done with that, I'm gonna tackle the front. I'm gonna change it all out. Everything's gonna be polyurethane, because I swear the thing sounds like a dang school bus when it hits a bump, squeaking. Well, some of the stuff is probably dry because I always power wash underneath, which is not, I guess it's not good for a car, because it'll start rusting everything, drying everything out. And usually when I spray like any type of lube in it, it stops it. But then there I go again, power washing underneath, because I have a problem. I like stuff clean. So anyway, please comment, like, subscribe. Until then, I guess I'll see y'all next week. I'm hoping to see you guys next week, so we get back on the CTS, because I want to separate it and put the transmission in like I wanted to, and then drop the engine in and then meet them up. So I'm gonna try to do that next week, maybe. I don't know. Things been really busy this month, and also next month I have a lot of things going on. So I'm gonna step away from the videos for a little bit, probably just a couple weeks or two, and then I'll get back on it, because I have a ton of stuff at home I have to get done. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to keep going on with everything, but please comment, like, subscribe. Until then, if you guys want to see anything else, let me know. Hit me in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, anything you want to do, and I'll talk to you guys later.